One of the things that I really like too is chapter 3 is the authenticity. You nailed it right on the head here. Is authenticity breeds trust. Trust leads to sales, right? And I find so many people miss or don't even grasp that concept, right? I often get guys coming to me saying, I just want the easy sales. And it's like, yeah, but are you willing to put the effort in to build the relationship, right? Are you really, do you want to be authentic? Give me your take on that.
I think authenticity and transparency are the two chapters in the book that a lot of traditional business people have the hardest time with. I think that traditionally we haven't thought about business in terms of the importance of being authentic. But what's happened is social media and just the changing sort of face of communications have made it harder and harder to not be authentic. It's made it harder and harder to hide who you are. And the more you are authentic, and we talked about this earlier in terms of storytelling, the more you are able to be authentic and to be vulnerable, the better. And a lot of leaders have a tough time with this. They don't want to show their vulnerable side. They don't want to show their super personal side. But I have found in terms of running likable media that the more authentic I am, the more vulnerable I am, even if it means, I told a story in the book about how we had a company outing and on a retreat to Miami, we had 35 people there, and I learned some really tough personal news, and I drank way too much that night, and I could have easily sort of tried to sweep it under the rug, but we started off the next morning, and I was totally authentic, and I would say pretty vulnerable about it. I said, you know what, I drank way too much last night. I'm embarrassed about it. I screwed up. I'm sorry. I wasn't the leader that you needed me to be and that you need me to be, and I recognize that, and I'm sorry. And it's amazing. I certainly didn't plan it, and I certainly wouldn't plan it if I did it again, but what happened was just the fact that I was able to be that vulnerable and that authentic in my sort of admission about a mistake made me that much more endearing to our team. And people want to work for somebody they believe in. People want to work for somebody they understand. And if you're not authentic, if you try to pull like a whole this is business sort of thing, you're not going to endear yourself in the same way. And so as difficult I think as it is, as difficult as it was for me to sort of swallow my pride and say, you know what, I was an idiot, and I get that, and I'm sorry, I added more to the team and made me somebody that they wanted to work and perform for even more.